3, 2, 1, start. Where did the rest of the money come from to build that asset base? Question mark. Borrowings from other financial institutions, which includes the state bank, increased by rupees 8.9 trillion. Full stop. In other words, comma, a significant chunk of the growth in the asset base has been fueled by sources of funding other than customer deposits. Full stop. A decade ago, the ratio of borrowings from financial institutions to deposits and other accounts was 14.9%. Full stop. As of June, it stood at 40.6%. Full stop. Recently, independent writers and members of the financial press have highlighted this glaring trend where some banks are aggressively relying on repurchase agreements to inflate their books. Full stop. On the profit and loss side, the gross markup of the industry clocked in at rupees 1.96 trillion, up 4.37% over the preceding quarter and 30.2% compared to the same period of the previous year. Full stop. New para. However, there are now finally some signs of tapering off as the SBP doubles down on the path of monetary easing, most recently cutting the policy rate by 200 basis points to 7.5%. Full stop. This is clear across major line items, including the net interest income after provisions of almost rupees 452 billion in April-June. Full stop. While the figure was higher compared to the same period of the previous year, it was lower than in the preceding 3 quarters. Full stop. As a result, Pakistani banks earned rupees 19.4 billion in profit after tax, according to Data Darbar analysis based on quarterly compendium. Full stop. Not only does this represent a decrease of 13% year on year and 29% quarter on quarter, but the net income is actually the lowest since Q3 FY 2022. Full stop. New para. Obviously, that's not a great time horizon to begin with, since the last couple of years have been a bit too easy for banks even by their own standards. Full stop. However, what's more disappointing is that even during the best run for the sector, the progress was actually quite hollow. Full stop. The fact that the investments to deposits stood at almost 97%, while the advances to deposits even failed to touch 40%, is reason enough. Full stop. But forget these metrics lest some captain obviously jumps in and explains them in the context of our macroeconomic environment, full stop. Instead, comma, focus on how deposits held by scheduled banks as a percentage of GDP fell to 29.4% by FY24, the lowest since FY16 and down 8.25 percentage points below compared to the peak of 37.6% seen in FY20, full stop, the end.